Jackie asks, what math classes our students recommend to have completed before enrolling in APES? And my current knowledge is that a year of life sciences and a year of physical sciences is recommended, but there's no math recommendations. So I presume algebra, certainly not calculus, but the kind of things, AP Environmental Science was designed to be taken in the junior year, so the kind of math that a high school student would have in 9th and 10th grade is what is recommended to have completed. But I think, Jackie, you might know examples, and I think other teachers do. There are 9th and 10th graders who do take AP Environmental Science, and sometimes they do quite well. So somebody wanted to know if they can have a copy of the PowerPoint, and that's what you're going to send out next week. Correct, Nicole? You're going to send out the PowerPoint or the link to the recording of this whole webinar?
I can send both. I'll send both.
Okay, so everybody who had enrolled today and registered will receive both a PowerPoint file of these slides and a link to the, I guess, YouTube URL for this.
Yep.
Okay. Now, somebody said, how can I play with an advanced copy of the ebook?
Well, right now, we have our media editor hard at work, making sure all of our samples are ready to go out. From what she tells me, they should be ready in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. So if you want to contact me, we can put you on our system, and the second the ebook is ready, you'll get an email saying where you can get access to it.
Okay, so if anybody came in late or didn't hear me earlier, so as you know, the student edition is out. So anyone who wants to can request a copy and see the hard copy of the student edition. But the teacher's edition is coming. Do you want to say more, Nicole, about any dates that you know? Because you know the dates better than me.
I keep being told late spring. I think everyone's a little nervous about asking for a date. We are trying to get them out by latest mid-May.
So the teacher's edition, the wraparound teacher's edition, sometime, well, let's say by the end of May.
Yeah. However, since you did register for the webinar, we are going to be sending you a sample module digitally. So when you receive the PowerPoint and the video, you're also going to receive a link to a box.net site with a password. You can go on and take a more closer look at the teacher's edition. So you will see a sample of it. Yep.
That sounds good. Can I get that link too?
Of course.
Great. I've seen it before, but I want to see the final e-version of it. That sounds great. Let's see. What are some other questions that are coming in here? When you mention the ebooks have more information, is that compared to a regular book? Does a regular book have written video links?
It does. It does. So the way it works is, and you'll see this when you get your sample, is in the margin of the wraparound annotated teacher's edition, we have these little icons that look like a play button. And when you are in your teacher's edition ebook, you can click that and it'll take you directly to the video, which is housed online. Underneath that little play button, there is some text that says, to see the video, please log into, and then it gives the website. So you don't absolutely need to have a teacher's edition ebook. It does work if you have print. It's just a little bit more, it's a little bit easier when you're already on your iPad and you click to it, hit the button, takes you right to the video. With the print book, you'd have to go to your computer and type it in the URL. So, but you do get the same content.
Okay, excellent. There were some people are starting to sign off and writing thank you in the chat, and so we will be ending within about 5 more minutes. But here's a question, Nicole, that you might be able to help. One person wrote it, and maybe others have it. Our school already bought the textbook for our classes. Can you elaborate on what teacher resources will be available?
I know for a fact the teacher's edition. I believe we're also working on a ExamView test bank, which is standard. We also have a student resource, a Strive for a 5 guide, which are chapter by chapter review questions, and then AP practice exams. So that's going to be available for your students. Beyond that, I believe we have a teacher's flash drive or teacher's material with like more information. I'm not entirely sure, but I can send you links to our catalog page if you go to highschool.bfwpub.com and then type in the search box, environmental science. This book will be the #1 thing that comes up. So if you click on that and then go to instructor resources, we'll have a list of all of the different resources available. We will definitely have a test bank and a student workbook.
Nicole, the person didn't indicate when they said our school already bought the textbook for our classes. They might mean maybe they bought the first edition. Do you mind explaining to people what would be the situation there?
We deal with those. Those are at the discretion of our marketing manager. So we'd have to work with her, but we could come up with some type of solution. The first edition resources are a little different. You should have a green binder that basically has all of the information that's now in the wraparound inside the binder. So it's similar content, just delivered a little differently. There was also an ExamView test bank for the first edition that you should have received. But if you want to send me an email, like I said, we'll get you in touch and figure out why you don't have your resources.
Okay, somebody asked about the second edition of the college text, and that is going to be coming out as only electronic. We are not going to do a print version of the second edition of the college textbook. And somebody asked, what's the biggest difference between this AP ES book and Miller? And I would answer, I'm very biased, of course, I would answer that Miller is too long, too big, too filled with encyclopedic material that really is just not manageable for a one-year high school course. And I think our book has the important stuff. Our book has the material that, as we said at the beginning, our book, Rick and I designed our book from the ground up to be informative to AP environmental science. Miller is a exhaustive college textbook, and I don't know what modifications they've made to their AP versions, but I don't believe it's that significant compared to what, for example, Nicole was just describing to you about all the features that our book has for teachers and for students.
And to piggyback off that, the first page of environmental science for AP, when you open the book, the first thing you're going to see is a correlation to the AP exam. And it fits perfectly. It's something that you can really get through with your students. We've had really great feedback about how readable the text is. We have all those extra math problems in there to help your students with their math. And then the cumulative AP style questions at the end of each chapter that do end in a cumulative exam, that's a really big help. It kind of prepares your students slowly for the AP exam and seeing the style of, for multiple choice answers and how FRQs are written and stuff like that. So we prepare your student without overwhelming them.
Yeah, I hope that's helpful. And Richard wrote back, who had asked about our school already bought the textbook, and can you elaborate on teacher resources? So Richard wrote and said he was referring, his school has already bought the second edition. So Nicole, he'll be taken care of, yes?
Yes, yeah. The only reason you haven't received your resources yet is because we're still working on them. But we are planning on having them ready for the 15-16 school year, if not well before that. So if you want to email me separately, and I can, try to hunt down some better dates for you. But I keep being told late spring, so we'll have them. We try to have at least the teacher's edition should be ready before AP workshop season in the beginning of June. So.
Well, I'll tell you what. Kathy wrote and said, I've seen the first edition and been totally impressed with how user-friendly it is. And I think I'm going to wrap things up by saying thank you, Kathy, but wait till you see the second edition, because it is user-friendly squared. It is so much more user-friendly and teacher-friendly that I think you're going to be blown away. So I want to thank Nicole for hosting this and getting this whole thing organized, and I want to thank all of you for spending an hour with us and listening. And there's still 42 people logged in, which makes me feel that you want more information, and I don't know what it is that we haven't given you, but write to us. Write to Nicole, write to me, We'll do our best to answer you as quickly as we can, and if we don't know the answer, we'll get you the answer. So thank you very much, and I'm going to sign off and turn it over to Nicole.
All right. Thank you, everybody. I will be editing this video and sending it out early next week along with your sample teacher's edition, the PowerPoint, and my contact information. So if you have any questions, just let me know. All right, and have a good night, everyone.
Thanks, Nicole. Bye.